Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new record from Overkill, The Wings of War, out February 22nd on Nuclear Blast. The album has 10 tracks and is 52 minutes in length. Now, before I start talking about the record and breaking down songs, I really want to mention this to you guys. I don't know if you're aware, but this is the band's 19th full-length album. Incredible. It really showcases their longevity. How long these guys have been putting out quality record after quality record. Incredible. Once again, Overkill proves not only by releasing their 19th full-length album, but by the quality that this album has, that age is nothing but a number. These guys still rocking and still putting out quality material. Now, as far as this album is concerned, I really like the fact that the record starts off with Last Man Standing, which was the first single to come out of the album. It's a personal thing. I really like an album to start off with a single because it just allows me to feel comfortable, to let my guard down and just ease myself into the whole listening experience. That's what they did there. Once I got into the record, I've listened to this record multiple times, but the first impression that I had sitting down and listening to this record is that the album is divided into two main components, if you will. Bobby Blitz's vocals and the overall sound and experience that the record has. From his vocal side, I would say that it proves that really age is nothing but a number because his voice is absolutely vintage. I loved the sound of his voice. I loved how he came through. It looked like the album was released in, 1989. It really didn't show the years that have passed since they released their first album. So I really feel like his vocal performance on this record is absolutely magnificent. It really elevates the tracks. It adds aggression when the song needs to have aggression, but it also adds a lot of melody. This album has a lot of those two things. It has a lot of aggression and a lot of melody, and in part is due to his vocal performance. I really feel like his voice on this record really adds a lot of those two components. From the sound and overall experience, to me this record really felt like pieces, like bits, DNA was taken from the previous 18 records and then put together into this record. This album, when you go from song 1 to song 10, you really find songs that connect with different eras of Overkill. I was listening to it, and the more I listened to it, the more I felt strongly about this opinion. The more I felt that the album was really made up of sound, of structure, of style that really compromises the whole record history of Overkill, that really puts together the whole history of the band as far as their previous 18 albums are concerned. So when you sit down and you analyze those 18 albums and you start picking the things that you enjoy the most, either be a bass line or the way the bass sounded on a record or the way the solos were done on a specific record, the lyrics, the way the song structures were created, it doesn't matter. The way you sit down and you start analyzing those 18 albums, the best thing out of those 18 albums were taken and put together in The Wings of War. That's how I feel after listening to it multiple times. I really feel like it is a combination of their best efforts from the past 18 records. Solos on this album are absolutely incredible. I also have to mention the guitars because the melodies of the guitars, the aggression that they add to the songs, they really work well with Bobby Blitz. The style of the guitar sound on this record is really the perfect companion to his vocal performance because they add aggression when they need to add aggression, they add melody when they need to add melody, and they have absolutely incredible solos scattered throughout the entire record. Some of them more melodic, some of them more aggressive, but I really feel that all of them really add something to the song and to the song structure. They were really able to place the solos in the right spots to enhance the melody that the song had up to that point, or to really finish off the song in a strong note. Either way, regardless of how they used it, they seem to have been able to use them in the right spot at the right time with the right melody or aggression to really emphasize the content, if you will, of the song. This band with this record really proves that age is just it's nothing. This album is really well structured from song 1 to song 10. It's really fluid. It has a really nice structure to it. It's not top heavy. The album really has a nice fluidity to it, but the bottom half of the record is as strong as the top half of the record. That's not something you see all the time. Sometimes it almost feels like some bands seem to dwindle as the record approaches the last couple of tracks. With this record, you really don't get that vibe. You really feel like the songs are very different from one song to the other. They all change in nature, they all change in structure and in style, but they never lose quality. they never lose presence. And as you go along the tracks, and as you start to reach the third end of the record, you really don't feel that the album is less impactful towards the end of the album as it was in the beginning. The album is very even as far as quality is concerned, and that makes for a very good listening experience because you have a very compact, well-structured, well-created record. Now, as far as songs are concerned, there are 3 songs that the moment I went through the album once, these 3 songs really spoke to me almost immediately. The first one is Batshit Crazy. This one really had, I don't know, it had an old school Overkill thrash metal vibe to it. It really reminded me of the Overkill from really the early days of Overkill. A little bit of youthful aggression in it, a little bit of rebellion in it. It really had a lot of that, not only from the sound, but also from the lyrics and from the vocal delivery. I really felt that throughout this song. The killer guitar riffs and the aggression of the drums are really the 1-2 punch within this song. They really combine well with each other. They really feed off of each other to really create a very bombastic song, if you will. I love the slowed down guitar melody towards the middle of the song. It really builds towards something, and that something is a face melting solo that comes your way as soon as it picks up back up again. The song also has a very super catchy chorus, and overall, when you put a catchy chorus, a hooky chorus, great solo, that build up towards the solo, that vibe that you got between the guitars and the drums, that melody and aggression, that 1-2 punch. When you put all of these things together, Batshit Crazy is really a banger song. It's really one of those old school thrash metal songs that we got used to listening to from Overkill. They really went back in time, if you will, and they put something on this record that really had that old school Overkill vibe. To me, this one represents that old school Overkill vibe. Batshit Crazy, it's Batshit Crazy. Another track that really spoke to me was A Mother's Prayer. This one started off with a really cool bass line. That's really what got the track going. The song is really a blend as well of aggression melody. Overall, this record has a lot of those 2 components, and those 2 components, like I said before, are either given by the vocals and the guitars, or the guitars and the drums. There's always 2 components on every single song that really give melody and aggression to each specific song. They're not always the same, but there's always 2. And this one, the guitar riff is heavy, but it also carries a great melody at the same time. When you match it up with Bobby's vocals, you have really this perfect combination of aggression and melody. He's really able to make his voice sound so melodic, and it really the perfect partner to the guitar riff of this specific song. They also added some vocal tracks, layers of vocal tracks on this specific song that added a sense of volume. It added a echo, and that to me was really cool because it really added layers, and it made the song thicker at parts, because this song is very melodic in nature. There's a lot of melody in it, so it really needed something to give some aggression, to give some heaviness to the song, if you will. So by adding those vocal layers to it, they really were able to add aggression without really compromising on the overall melody that the song has. Last but not least, Where a Few Dare to Walk. Absolutely my favorite track on the record. I cannot get enough of this song. It has a very dark overall vibe, at least the way it starts, and then it still carries on throughout the song. And it's a song to me that really reminiscent of I Hear Black. It really had a lot of vibes to me specifically that I felt that I heard back on that record. It had a really ominous vibe to it, and it's a song of 2 different momentums. I really feel like this song it has 2 different parts of it. One is a very dark and somber one, and the other one is a more aggressive, in your face. So the song is a battle between these 2 moments, this dark and somber, very melancholic aspect, and then a more aggressive, in your face, rebellious youth. So it's really a song that has these 2 contrasting moments, but they really work well together. It really creates a song that has a lot of life, a lot of energy, has great guitar sound. The drums are absolutely phenomenal on this track. And it's a song that, while it has 2 very distinctive styles, really works well together. Like I said, a song that I really enjoyed, the song that I enjoyed the most out of this record is, without a doubt, Where a Few Dare to Walk. It just has all the components that I expect from an Overkill song are included on this track. Alright guys, this is it for me. Overkill, The Wings of War, out February 22nd on Nuclear Blast. I really love this album. It was so nice to sit down and listen to an Overkill album I think I felt 20 years younger listening to this record because it really gave me a sense of traveling through time and listening to several records in one record, because they really included a lot of components from their past 18 records onto this record without copying anything. They included them and gave it a twist and made it feel modern and fresh, and that to me was very important, and it really worked. But let me know your thoughts on Overkill, the Wings of War, favorite songs. Use the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care, guys.